Across the country and here in central Illinois, stores are shutting their doors, citing low performance and declining revenues. But what kind of impact does that have on local economies and how cities operate? Joining us now is Chris Setti, CEO of the Greater Peoria Economic Development Council. Thank you. Chris, you have a very interesting kind of role in all of this because you've been both on the private now and also on the public, serving for years in the city of Peoria. How does all of this, when you have stores closing, like Fresh Market and Bergner's and Kroger and different other things closing in the area, how does that impact the way a city and its economy operate?
Well, you know, it's concerning, and it's concerning on two levels. One, there's the kind of municipal tax portion of it. When these stores are closing, that's potential sales tax dollars that aren't staying in the community, and that impacts the bottom line of cities like Peoria, East Peoria, everywhere, really across the nation. It's not something that just Peoria is facing. You know, and those are the ways that we pay our police officers and our firefighters and our public works crews and things like that. The other impact of it is the jobs that are lost, because a place like Bergner's, a place like Fresh Market employed 30, 40, 50 people. And then so that's just that much more job loss in a community, and being able to absorb it. You know, different places have a different impact. You know, Fresh Market, there's not a lot of taxes on traditional grocery products. There is some tax that's collected from paper products and other sorts of products that are sold even at a grocery store. It's more hurtful usually from a tax perspective when something like a Bergner's closes. You know, and the sad thing is that, like Toys R Us and Bergner's, they're not closing because they were underperforming in Peoria. The Bergner's store at the Shops of Grand Prairie, from all accounts, was a very high-functioning and high-volume store. The whole company went bankrupt, and that impacted Peoria as well.
And that's where we talk about the aspect of how online sales have really changed the game for a lot of these stores. Where do you see this kind of moving forward, and how can people, shoppers, do they have a role in keeping it? Is it in their best interest, would you say, to help and kind of keep these businesses that are, you know, maybe not locally based, but they're local in your communities, open?
You know, it's all of our jobs to try to shop as locally as we can, right? Because we want to be able to keep money in the community, and it's not about the tax revenue, but that when we shop locally, we're contributing to a local economy in a lot of different ways. If that's a locally owned business, then your neighbor is the one that's benefiting from it. But they're employing local people. Every time somebody shops on Amazon or online, all of that money that they're spending is leaving the community, and it's not being recycled in the community. But when you shop at whether it's a locally owned, you know, mom and pop retail establishment, or even a chain, a chain department store, those employees are getting paid to service you while you're there, and then they go out and they spend money. So it really has that kind of impact. So, you know, people just need to be conscious. People are going to make their own decision as to how to buy and where to buy.
Because it's your money.
Right. It certainly is people's money, as long as they're aware of what they're doing when they're doing it. So if they can find local options that meet their needs, go and do so, because that's really how you're helping support your neighbors.
Last quick and yes or no, do you see this trend changing anytime soon, with online continuing to get larger, or a resurgence?
So I think that the online shopping boom is going to continue. I think what you'll find is that local businesses will find a way to adapt by offering greater customer service, products you can't get online, more experiential shopping, something to differentiate themselves from just the anonymous shopping that happens online.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that comes true, because obviously a lot of stores, box stores, are going to have to figure out something. All right, Chris Setti, thank you so much.
Thank you.